I want to talk to you about personal credit cards for fair credit from credit unions this year. And so here's a list I want you to pay attention to. I first want to introduce you to a Navy Fed More Rewards American Express card. And here's a card that actually will approve you if you have a FICO score minimum of 600. But the only thing is that Navy Fed wants you to be a member for at least 3 months actually to qualify, and you got to have a direct deposit into your checking account, and they want a minimum of $1,000 a month. Okay, so if you have 600 as FICO score and you are able to justify that you have a job, of course, direct deposit of $1,000 minimum every month, and you have been a member of Navy Fed for at least 3 months, you will qualify for this card, and it's a fantastic fair credit card from a credit union, which is such as a very prestigious credit union such as Navy Fed. And on top of its low interest rates, the Navy Fed More Rewards American Express card actually offers an unlimited 3x points for groceries, dining, food deliveries, gas, and transit. So basically, from a family or a head of households perspective, this is a really great. And when you think about the constellation of benefits I just told you, this is an impressive combination of everyday categories, right? Covering some of the average Americans' biggest spending categories. So that's kind of cool, according to the Labor Department, by the way. And what we love about this card also is that it includes several perks that actually provide good long-term value. So that's what I was telling you a little earlier when I said from a family perspective, that's kind of cool. So on top of charging no foreign transaction fees, it also doesn't charge balance transfer fees. And so this is actually better than most traditional rewards cards, which typically charge a balance transfer fee of 3 to 5%. And adding benefits like travel and car rental discounts, purchase protections, and roadside assistance, and the More Rewards American Express card has the makings of a great everyday spending card. So this is kind of cool. Now, one thing I have to say is that, unfortunately, obtaining a Navy Fed credit union credit card will not be easy because access to the Navy Fed credit union is limited to members of the Armed Forces and Department of Defense employees, along with their family and household members. So basically, in terms of restriction, this is what it is. Next, I want to talk to you about when we talk about the personal credit cards, fair credit from a credit union, I want you to think about Titanium Rewards Visa Signature Card from Andrews. And so Andrews Federal Credit Union. I mean, we love Andrews FCU. This is a great credit union. And this card particularly actually is really great. The card wants you to have a FICO score of 625. So 625, that's the minimum. They want you to be a member of Andrews for at least 1 month to qualify. Now, Andrews wants you to have a direct deposit into your checking account also, but they have not specified the minimum amount they want you to have to actually qualify for this card. And but when you think about the card itself, this is a fantastic card. Why? The Titanium Rewards Visa Signature Card from Andrews Federal Credit Union stands out for a number of reasons. Among them, its low APR. Think about it, 14.49% to 18% variable. You also have a cashback rewards, and that's what we love it a lot with this card. You have a higher credit limit, which could actually range from $5,000 to $50,000. So, of course, if you have 625, you're not going to clinch a credit limit of $50,000. You probably might be getting somewhere from $5,000 to $15,000. But hey, listen, it's still worth it anyway. It's still something. I mean, you're getting something. And so households that spend a lot on groceries and gas get a lot of value out of this card, which really offers an unlimited 3x points in those categories, followed by 1.5x points on all other purchases, and the unlimited bonus rewards on groceries and gas, followed by an above average flat rate on all general purchases. Could actually give this card an advantage over other rewards card. They have more features, but come more with spending limits or a lower flat rate on general purchases. So something to really think about, if you are interested in this card. And in terms of membership eligibility, you have plenty of avenues for meeting the eligibility requirements for Andrews FTU. And membership is open to people who have an affiliation with the military. If they also work and live in DC, or they can actually, if they are employed or they are a member of one of Andrew's eligible employer group, that's kind of cool. But if not, you can also get access by being a member of the American Consumer Council, the ACC. So that's really fantastic. If you're thinking about personal credit card as a fair credit from credit union, I want you to think about Navy Fed Credit Union Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Credit Card. And this card actually wants you to have a FICO score minimum of 650 to qualify. And the requirements are kind of similar to the Navy Fed More Rewards American Express. I mean, except the FICO score. So the other requirements, they want you to have a FICO, they want you to have to be a member for at least 3 months, and also have a minimum of $1,000 in direct deposit every single month to qualify for this Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Credit Card. But the card itself is kind of cool because it is a well-rounded and versatile card. It comes with a sign-up bonus of 40,000 bonus points after spending 4,000 within 90 days of account opening. That's kind of cool. And you also have a free year of Amazon Prime. So that's kind of cool. Now, though there is a high spend required to earn the sign-up bonus, there is really, in our view, an impressive amount of short-term value for a starter travel card with only a $49 annual fee. I mean, this card is charging you a $49 every year to actually cover the admin, the back end of the card itself. And the card also comes with a nice mix of bonus rewards and travel protection that could actually make it, in our view, once again, a great fit for occasional travelers. So it offers a 3x points in a broad mix of travel categories, including airfare, hotels, car rentals, transit purchases, and even entertainment-related travel options like museums and amusement parks. That's kind of cool when you think about it. So that gives you flexibility. I mean, this is, in our view, a great family-oriented card anyway. So you have a lot of flexibility with the card. And so this arrangement of benefits gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to, let's say, travel. And many of the best travel card only cover a few travel categories. And you typically only earn rewards at a high rate when you book through the card issuer's travel portal. So, I mean, let me give you an example. The Capital One Venture Rewards credit card offers a 5x miles on hotels and rental cars, but you must book everything through Capital One Travel. If you actually book the transaction through another conduit, you're not going to qualify for the benefits. And this Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card also earns an impressive 2x points on all general purchases, matching the rate offered by a top flat rate cards, most of which do not come with additional bonus categories like this Navy Fed card. So that's kind of cool. If you're thinking about personal credit cards, fair credit from credit unions, I want you to think about PenFed. I mean, PenFed, especially the PenFed Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card. And this card is a fantastic choice. PenFed wants you to be in if you have a FICO score of a 600 minimum, and you have to be a member with PenFed for at least 2 months. There is no requirements for direct deposit, so that's kind of cool. And we think that this card actually is great for everyday spenders looking for chances to rack up points in everyday bonus categories. This no annual fee card offers a whopping 5x points on gas paid at the pump and at EV charging stations. And this is really, when you think about it, above and beyond the rate offered by many of the best gas cards, which typically only offer up to 3% back for gas purchases and only 1% cash back for purchases made at EV stations. And so on top of the great rewards for gas and EV stations, the card also offers a 3x points at a supermarket. So that's kind of cool. And supermarket, we mean even most Targets and Walmart locations. You have the same thing at restaurants, okay, as well as on TV, radio, cable, and streaming services. On all other purchases, you'll earn 1x points. And the supermarket's rewards are, and especially not touched, because you'll have a hard time finding another grocery rewards cards that offers a bonus rewards for, say, purchases made at both supermarkets and also superstores like Walmart and Target. That's kind of cool. Especially also the APR is kind of cool too, 17 to 19%. Fantastic. Next, you also have the PenFed, a Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature card. Here's a card that wants you to have a FICO score of a 600. So you gotta have, 650. And this is a straightforward card with a low variable APR of 18%. So for a $95 annual fee, you get a lot of perks like a sign-up bonus, yearly priority pass, lounge access, and a $100 travel credit. And these features can make it easier for you to offset the annual fee. And you can also earn a 3x points on all travel categories and 1.5x points on all other purchases. So that's kind of cool. And these are nice rates compared to most travel cards, which tend to limit your bonus travel rewards to 1 or 2 categories like airline purchases or hotels and rental cars, followed by a lower flat rate for general purchases. By the way, one thing I want to say here is that military service is not required to actually gain access to the Pentagon Federal Credit Union, PenFed, which is one of the easiest credit unions to join. Just open a PenFed savings account with an initial minimum deposit of $5 and you're in. So that's kind of cool. If you are looking for personal credit cards or fair credit from credit unions, I want you to think about PenFed Gold Visa. And so this card actually wants you to have a FICO score of 580 to actually get in. And you have to be a member for 1 month to actually qualify. So the Gold Visa card from PenFed actually is kind of light on features in our view, but it does have a long 0% intro APR offer for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. That's kind of cool. Followed by a low regular variable APR of 17.99%. So this could actually make the card an appealing option if you ever need to, let's say, consolidate debt and you want a low interest credit card to hold on to once your balance is paid off, right? And there are plenty of rewards cards with a similar intro APR offer that also offer rewards and a sign-up bonus, which are really, when you think about it, features not found with a Gold Visa card. So, but those cards come with higher rates and fees, making them more expensive to use if you cannot actually pay your balances in full. So that's kind of important to think about. Next, I want to share with you the DCU Visa Platinum Secured Credit Card. So this is the secured credit card. So basically, this is your own money that they're actually using for the limit, okay? But hey, listen, we think the DCU Visa Platinum Secure Credit Card is a standout option for people with bad credit or even fair credit who struggle to gain access to affordable unsecured credit cards. And this card has an impressively low variable APR of 16.75% to 18%, which really gives consumers with poor and fair credit a chance at one of the lowest rates around. And the card also comes with fewer fees, including no balance transfer fees and no cash advance fees. And one of the biggest disadvantages of this card is that it requires a minimum deposit of $500. You know, this is not really interesting, and which not everyone can afford, really, when you think about it. And so not everyone can afford to have a tied up a security deposit. And but there are many ways to join the Digital Federal Credit Union, the DCU. And if you or a family member works for an eligible employer, so that's kind of cool. And you can also join by becoming a member of Reach Out for Schools, which is really a nonprofit organization with an annual membership fee of $10. So that's kind of cool. So let me talk to you about the general considerations here. When we speak about the personal credit cards, fair credit from credit unions, you really need to understand that when you actually think about credit union credit cards, there are pros and cons. let me first talk to you about the pros. So a personal credit card from a credit union is safe to use. It has better rates. You can have a rates like from 15%, from 13% all the way to 17%. And you also have low or no balance transfer fees. So on top of better rates, low fees are another advantage of being a credit union member. So if you have a lot of debts, some cards like the Navy Fed More Rewards American Express card, or even the DCU Visa Platinum Secure card, let you skip the 3% or 5% balance transfer fee typically charged by traditional credit cards. And this can save you a lot of cash depending on how much debt you are transferring in the first place. And on the flip side, when you think about a credit union credit card, membership is required. So you'll have to join a credit union and have something in common with its other members. And some credit unions are more easily accessible through religious, community, or other nonprofit organizations, but others limit access to select groups like current and retired members of the armed forces. You might also have limited welcome offers. So basically, this is something to really think about. You don't have the same variety of offers when you think about credit unions. So who should really get a credit union credit card, especially with fair credit? Well, if you are someone who carry a balance, if you carry a balance, if you're looking to pay off debts, this could be another possibility for you in terms of streamlining your cash inflows in the long run. Okay. And because one of the best ways to pay off credit card debt is actually to take advantage of a credit card with a long intro APR offer on balance transfers. And these cards typically give you 15 to 18 to even 21 months to pay off debt while saving on interest charges. But once the promotional period ends, the card's ongoing APR will apply to any debts you have left to pay off. So be very careful there in terms of managing your cash inflows and cash outflows. So let's talk about how to make the most of a credit union credit card, especially with fair credit. One thing for sure, you want to choose a card that fits, right? Because if you qualify for an unsecured credit union card with fair credit, choose one that fits your spending habits so that you can earn as much cash back or points as possible. And so you want to really look at things like always maintaining a low CUR. Okay, you also want to maintain a budget, right? A budget actually helps you track your spending habits, which is really a great way to see where your money is going and whether or not you tend to spend more on needs, wants, or savings. And this can help you improve your finances and your financial literacy skills. And budgeting apps can also take a lot of the work and stress out of the process and make it easier to learn how to budget. So that's kind of cool. And whether you want to go with Navy Fed or Penn Fed or a TCU or a Titanium, you have flexibility. You can watch actually how you spend money and redeem rewards. You can make on-time payments. And most importantly, you can pay off your balances as soon as possible, right? Because the thing is that the longer you hold on to debt, the harder it is to pay it off once your cash inflows and cash outflows are not actually following up. So because interest continues to pile on, right? If low interest credit union cards and intro APR credit cards are not helping you tame your debts, consider alternative strategies like taking out a personal loan, which could give you a longer period of time to pay off debt at a lower rate, right? It's all about having this possibility. And also, debt settlements could be another option. This may be the only option for some. But before going that route, you may also want to consider alternative forms of debt consolidation, which include a home equity loan or line of credit. So that's kind of important. So bottom line here is that the best personal credit cards for fair credit from credit unions actually they offer low rates, but make sure that you are looking at the fees. Okay, they do have value, that's for sure. But people who don't pay their balances in full can take advantage of some of the lowest interest rates around. And since so many people tend to carry a balance for at least a year, this underrated cards could bring some much needed relief to a lot of people, and this year. So that's kind of really, really good. So the bottom line here is to this conversation, I spoke to you about the personal credit cards, fair credit from credit union. I give you the list, the general considerations, and also the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.